Hi, today we're going to be designing Instagram's carousel feature in Figma. My name is Dev, I'm a London-based design lead, and without further ado, let's get into it. Cool. Carousel is a scrollable list of items, in this case images. Instagram uses a full width image, and it's got a chip that displays the number of images and which image you're on, and it's got an indicator which takes a few different forms. I've gone for a simpler version here, and you can see that there's a hover state being shown. And another UI element that you might have noticed is it locks onto the image, so it doesn't just freely scroll across. Let's jump into our Figma file. Let's base this on an iPhone 16, so we can look at the dimensions there. The width is 393, so let's start with an image. Put a frame in, width 393. Let's call the height, let's eyeball it, 490. And this can be our image, and this can be image, and the image has a chip on it, so let's make the chip. Let's put some text down. That is way too big, and it's a slightly unusual font that I'm liking at the minute, but let's keep it run of the mill. 1 out of 3. Let's apply auto layout to that. Let's give it a 10 on the width, it's a bit tall. 6. Let's give it a fill. Black. 70% transparency. And we'll make the text white. And then lastly, let's give it a bit of curve. We'll call this chip 1. And go on, let's make it a component set. So we've got chip 2, chip 3, create component set, chips, and go on. I'm trying to do this quickly, but I'm also trying to be sort of show you good practice at the same time, so I've named this component chip, and now if you look, I've got a chip here that I can reuse, and it's got options 1, 2, and 3. It's obviously not the most robust component, but for this demo it works. And let's pop it on the image, and let's constrain it to the top right. Constraining it means that it's now responsive for bigger images, bigger phone sizes, and that works. And the opacity means it should work over different images. Cool. Right, so I've got my first image, which I've sort of set down here. I didn't show this, is step 1. I've actually got an image put in here. Should we put an image in as well? Yeah, why not? So right click, let's go plugins, unsplash, and should we stick with the skateboarding theme? Go on, why not? Stick with the skateboarding theme, drop an image in. And we've got our image and chip. So, nice. Now let's make our other images. So, copy and paste, image 2, image 3. We can update our component here, image 2 and image 3. And should we drop in a different image for each of these? Right, why not? Plugins, unsplash. And we'll pick skateboarding again. And let's drop in some cool skateboarding images. This fella. And yeah, that's a nice one. Lovely. Cool. So, in terms of how this is composed now, what we actually need to do is make this into a carousel. So if we highlight, if we bring these together, auto layout them, and now we've got our image set. Image set. Okay, right. So we've got our image set now. Now if you think of what the composition of this is, you've got your image, which is, we've set it as 393 by 490. You've got an image section, and then below that you've got your indicators. So let's create our indicators, which are a series of circles. Let's make it 6 by 6. Not 66 by 66, 6 by 6, and let's give it a bit of space. Let's call it 10 by 10. Pop it in the middle, and then you've got 3 of them. Put them together. Get rid of padding. Put one of them in the focus state, which is blue, and let's put that in its own frame, and we'll call this frame the indicator frame. Indicator section. And now let's pop these together, Shift and A, forward this, fill little container, pop it in the middle, pop this in the middle, this would be hugging its contents, and get rid of that padding, background white. And now we've got our carousel section here. And now what we need to do is to drop our image set into our image section. And it's put it into the middle image for some reason. If you look here, the X coordinates at 393. So now we've set it to the first image. What we need to do now is we need to make our second and third. So let's do that here, second and third. And we've got a few things to change. We need to now change this. If we change the X coordinates to -393, so it's shifting it over 393 in the direction that we want. And this one, -393, -393. It's a bit late for me to do the maths in my head. And the last thing we need to change is the indicator dots. You could do this being a bit smarter using a component, but I'm trying to get keep this video under 10 minutes. And that this video isn't about how to make components. Now the reason I'm not just moving them around is because it would affect the animation. Now, cool. So now we've got our 3 sections, and we can prototype the animation that we want. That's what we want to happen. Is we want, when you're on the image, notice I've clicked into the image, you drag and it smart animates to the next one. On the image, you drag and it smart animates to the next one. And then similarly, we want to go backwards. So on the image, on drag, smart animate, on the image, on drag, smart animate. And now let's test this. Come along. Lovely. And that's exactly what we want to be happening. And notice how it's locking onto the image. So you'd be swiping with your finger and it just lands exactly how you want it to land. Cool, I hope that was helpful. I was trying to be quick. I did a first record of this and it was like 45 minutes long, and I just thought, oh, no one's going to watch that. So I really tried to sort of go for it. Keep it speedy here, keep your attention, keep it useful. If anyone's got any questions, please shoot me a comment. Yeah,